Have you heard about the term alternative healing? What is alternative healing? Reiki, chakras, yoga, Ayurveda, so many breathwork, all of these typically get called alternative healing. Many a times we don't even believe in that. We don't believe in astrology, we don't believe in past life therapy. We're so curious to actually understand why should I even explore all of these. What really is alternate healing is something we will explore today. Why is it not called medicine? The word medicine typically in Latin means to heal. Yeah? The word medicine means to heal. The word medicine in olden English, if you are probably in the times of Shakespeare, maybe 600-700 years earlier, the word medicine meant to conjure and was also referred to the term physician. So in the olden days, anybody who could conjure up medicines was called a physician or was also called a healer. Hi, my name is Hitesh Bhatia. I'm a past life regression therapist. I run the world's largest community of people interested in the alternate healing space. Joining Hands is a community of 24,000 plus people that started in the year 2020 during COVID. Today we'll explore about alternative healing. Some people call it energy medicine, some people call it complementary medicine, and multiple other things. In India, which is apparently the origin of most of these modalities, the government of India recently launched something called the Ayush Ministry. Ayush stands for Ayurveda, the A is for Ayurveda, the Y for Yoga, the U for Unani, the S for Siddha, and the H for Homeopathy. Ayush Ministry. The government of India realized that we have ignored most of these modalities for many centuries, and it's time we stop doing that. Hence, the launch of this ministry, not only to regulate but also to promote the practice and use of these healing modalities. The reason it's called alternative is because of the British. Let's go back 500 years when there is no British. India was ruled by the kings and the Maharajas and some of the Mughals, and everyone lived in harmony. What kind of medicine happened back then? Do you think that people did not practice medicine? People did not have problems back then? I mean, the Mahabharata, the Ramayana, all our ancient texts tell us the diseases even existed back then. The solutions also existed back then. Ayurveda is also known to have done surgeries back in the days. The British came in and they realized that this didn't work for them. They came from a colder country which was not tropical, which had no existence of summer. If you've ever traveled to Europe, you know they don't have fans in their houses as yet. So there was no existence of summer, of heat like you see in India, or weather that you like see in India. They came here and they were exposed to the diseases, malaria, jaundice, fever, and the bacteria here were having a feast because now they had new cells, new bodies which had no immune system against them. The British brought about the term alternative healing. When they brought in their modern medicine, they shoved everything under the bandwagon of alternative and started calling it witchcraft, or started saying the practice of these is prohibited. Let's take a step back and understand diseases fall under categories. One could be physical diseases, one could be emotional diseases, or they could be diseases or just what you would call mental illnesses, again termed by the modern science today. The word dis-ease itself is so explanatory. Dis and ease, let's break it down. Dis, which is typically referred to as the opposite of something. Disinterested, discomfort, distress. So the word dis refers to something that's the opposite. All of us want to be at ease, right? When you get up in the morning, you want to be at ease. When you're not at ease, you're considered to be diseased. If you're emotionally unhappy, which is what most of us are at most times during the day, is it a disease? Well, no, not as per modern science. Physical diseases are referred to as diseases. Mental illnesses now get called illnesses, which is your anxiety, stress. But what about the fact that I'm not happy? I'm not content. What about the fact that my wife and I had a huge fight today morning? Where does that go? In alternative healing, we cover the large four areas of life, which is health, relationship, money, and careers. Health, relationship, money, and careers. When you break your arm, let's say you fracture your arm or you break a bone, you go to a doctor, which is understood. But if you're trying to understand why did I break my arm, or if in the next 2 years you break your arm 3 times, you want to understand why is this happening to me, you move to alternative healing. Alternative healing is also referred to as complementary medicine or energy healing. To understand this better, let's understand where we come from. It is said, and I believe so, we are spiritual beings with a physical presence. Our soul, and all religions and all sciences and all worlds talk about this. We are spiritual beings who come onto this planet to experience this physical form. When we come here to experience this physical form, we become entangled in the ways of this world. And then we start having issues in our H, R, M, and C. To work with this, we need to understand our origins. Today, your face, your blood type, your skin color come from your parents. If you look back at your parents, you realize that your eyes match your father or mother. The shape of your nose, your ears could match your parents. That means that one cell that comes from your father, which is nurtured by the many cells of your mother, contains DNA, traces and patterns that give you your skin type, your blood type, and so much more. Modern science agrees that it also gives you your illnesses. They say certain illnesses are genetic. What we believe in the energy medicine space or the alternative healing space, that even our beliefs, our experiences come from our parents. A child is taught very early in his life that this book or this idol is who you worship or who God is. So these are the beliefs that are transferred to you in this life. Very rarely will you see a non-vegetarian family pushing the child to eat a vegetarian meal, or a vegetarian family pushing a child to eat a non-vegetarian meal. Right from there comes the basic beliefs of what we call the inner child beliefs or your childhood beliefs. So one element of our beliefs come from our childhood. There was an experiment done where a rat was given a strawberry. He was put into a cage and given a strawberry. Every time the rat went to eat the strawberry, the rat was given a mild shock. He was given a mild cut. What do you think happened? Yeah, you're right. The rat stopped eating the strawberry. He said, no, I might not be the most intelligent creature on this planet, but I understand that every time I eat the strawberry, I'm getting a small mild shock. Then the rat was moved out from there, and the rat mated, and the rat's children were born. The rat's children also refused to eat the strawberry, even though there was no electric shock given to them. They experimented this, and for 7 generations, mind you, 7 generations of the rat's existence, 7 generations, his children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and so on, they refused to even go close to a strawberry. Unfortunately, this experiment couldn't be done on humans. Because they don't, to do the experiment on humans, we'll have to wait 7 generations. But they replicated this experiment with monkeys, with other living beings, and they found it to be similar in almost all living beings on this planet. How does this impact us? Our beliefs come from our ancestors. So you today could have a disease that's not from your parents, but maybe their parents or their parents. Like the disease, I've been told that my forehead looks like my grandfather. When I started working on myself using alternative healing, I found out that there were so many beliefs that came from my further up ancestors. My great grandparents, their beliefs were impacting my relationships. The women I fell in love with, the women I attracted in my space, they were impacting my career choices. In my family, it is difficult to find anyone who's been in a salaried job or educated. We realized that in the past, there was a strong belief that you will never be successful if you work in a job. So, which is why my lineage has everyone who's been in business. So, where do our beliefs come from? Our beliefs come from our childhood beliefs, this life, our ancestors, and even at some point of time, our past lives. When I'm talking about alternative healing, why am I talking about beliefs? Because our beliefs define who we are. If you ask someone, and this is a question that stayed with me for a very long time, who am I? It's a very philosophical question. It could have multiple arguments and discussions, and you could talk about Darwin's theory of evolution or multiple theories of evolution. The one question that stayed with me was, who am I? And I found the most beautiful answer in my life. I am a collection of my experiences. And I'll repeat that. I am a collection of my experiences. My experiences of this life, my experiences that come from my parents and my ancestral lineage, both. My parents, my mother and my father. At the same time, I am also a collection of experiences that come from past life. I will be doing more videos to explain each of these in detail. This life beliefs, ancestral beliefs, and past life beliefs. But now it's important to understand that I am a collection of my experiences. My experiences determine who I am. My experiences create my beliefs. My experiences create my beliefs. Because my experience that was taught in myself was that I will never be successful in a job, I never really bothered studying. Because I never really bothered studying, I started working very early in life because I had to make money. I started working early in life and I started seeing money problems also early in life because I was yet carrying the patterns of the partition trauma that both of my ancestors had, my maternal and my paternal. So how does alternate healing help you over here? We work with the PPF approach, the past, present and future approach. We are always acting from our past. Because we act from our past, we are never really present. Because we are never really present, our future also gets impacted by our past. So in the alternative healing space, what we do is there are 3,000 plus known modalities listed down today. And what these modalities do is they work with clearing the past. So when you clear the past, you become more present. In the present, you use certain tools to change how you feel in the present. Let me give you my example. I used to smoke and I didn't like it. To clear and to be rid of the smoking habit, first I went into my past. I understood and I found chains and links to my past. When I released the past, I became more present and more aware of my needs to smoke. Yet I was unable to give up smoking. I had cut down the frequency from smoking maybe 15-20 cigarettes a day. I was now smoking maybe 5 cigarettes a week. I would only smoke when I met friends or when I felt certain ways. Then I used certain tools of the present. I used NLP. I understood where my triggers are. After a great meal, I felt like smoking because it felt satisfactory to me. When I understood those connections and those links, I was able to break them in the present. And in the future, I realized and I linked where else do I felt the chance to smoke. When I was with certain friends, I worked on the past, on the present, and on the future to quit my habit of smoking. And it's worked fabulously for me. Similarly, I solved problems related to money, problems related to relationships, problems related to careers, and even my health. What all of this did for me was gave me another beautiful understanding. We use the word gut feeling. When I cleared the past, I became more present. The present is where you are more intuitive. We are all born with natural intuition, but we tend to forget and ignore that intuition. When we become more connected with our intuition, we get connected with our gut feeling. The gut is the stomach area. In fact, a lot of people understand and now also believe that 70% of our brain is in our stomach. Yeah. Why do I say that? Because our nerves, 70% of our nerves, that our nervous system which connects to our brain and gives it messages is actually in our stomach. The intuition happens in our stomach, which is why it's called a gut feeling. When you feel anxious, you normally feel it in the stomach. When you feel scared, you feel it in the stomach area. You feel the gurgling in your stomach. It's as if the antenna for our brain, the receivers, are actually in our stomach. When we clear the past, we become more intuitive. When we are more intuitive, we are more connected. as we become more connected, we're able to manifest and live the life that we desire. So to sum it all up, what really is alternate healing? Alternate healing consists of 3000 plus modalities listed by Wikipedia today, which is not modern medicine. Our approach is not to say modern medicine doesn't work, but to come as a complementary medicine, where if you today break your hand, if you have a terminal illness, or if you are sick and any kind of disease, go to a doctor, but also embrace alternate healing to understand why are you attracting this. People come to me saying, I want to lose weight, can alternate healing help me? They fail to understand that losing weight is about increasing your metabolism. If you want to lose weight, you have to go to a gym. You have to burn the fat and use alternative healing to understand why is your metabolism slower than that of your sisters, brothers, colleagues, friends. In the alternate healing space, we also cover the other areas. Relationships. Why do you have problems in our relationship? There is no doctor that can tell you, if I went to my doctor and I told him, listen, my wife is a pain in the ass, he said, there's no pill I can give you for that. In alternate healing, we find answers to relationship issues also. Is my relationship issue being impacted by my ancestral past? Is it being impacted by my past life? Or maybe even karma? I will be doing more detailed videos about each of these topics in the times to come. So we can actually solve relationship issues. If you're single, why did your partner die early? If you lost a partner, why are you divorced? Why do you have relationship issues? Why is your partner cheating on you? Why are you cheating on your partner? And then comes the career element, which is also absolutely impacted by these areas. Your past lives could be one of the most key areas to impacting your career choices. Career and money tend to go hand in hand, but we normally refer to them separately because money can come from multiple other ways other than career. You could get money from property, you could get money from doing something you're passionate about, or many other ways. Whereas your career is what validates you and provides you something to occupy yourself. And this is interesting. Why is it called occupation? Because it's meant to occupy you, not only give you a career growth. We will talk more about all of these in the videos to come, but give us a thumbs up, do share your comments. What is it that you like and what is it that you did not like about these videos? Thank you so much.